everybody, here we are, 10th of May, tile number 441. So what we're going to be doing today, first of all, my bandage is off. Looks a bit rough though, bless it. But it's still very painful, but it's, you know, bandage is off and it feels a bit better for getting some air. So what do I have with me today? I've got my regular pen, pencil, Tortillon. Oh, pencil, that would help, wouldn't it? Do I have a pencil? I've got a pencil, yeah, it's on my other desk. And I've got my white chalk pencil today. And I've also got my white gel pen. And I've got a clean Tortillon for my white. So a few bits and pieces going off there. But we'll work through them as we need. It's the basic kit, so we know what we're doing. So let's get all that out of the way. Okay. So first of all then, I'm going to come in with my pencil. And I want to put myself a little bit of a line down. Okay. Not halfway. I'm going to sort of come over a little bit. Now, if you want to do this with a straight edge, 1 second. Do you know, I think that A4 Essentials folder was the best thing I've ever done because everything is in one place. So I know that if I need my ruler, it's there. If I need my kit, it's there. There we are. Let's just zoom in a little bit, okay? So I've got a bit of a line there. Okay. So next thing, sticking with my pencil, what I want to do is put myself a little bit of a loop-de-loop on. I'm going to start here and I'm going to sort of come over and across the line and then back round and across the line and back round, and I'm probably going to finish with a loop there. Okay, so you could do this however you like. It's just as long as you've got some on each side, that's all good. Okay, so first things first is I want to get rid of any pencil lines that are inside that little line there, that little sort of border. Okay. And if you want to, we'll stick with pencil for a moment because I want to put myself a little bobble on the end there. You see? And come around, like so. And then here, I've got to decide which one's sort of going over. Do you know what? That's a bit flat. So I'm going to just slightly curve that. Just so, because I've got a pencil in my hand, I might as well. There we go. So we're going to sort of double. I'm doing this very lightly, because I'll not need it in a bit. And then, of course, it's going to come up and around here. Just so I've got a little bit of an idea where it's going. Okay. Then here, look, I can go. Shall I go over or under? I'm going to go over. Okay. And around. And again, look, I'm going to add a little bit more of a curve on the end there. Just because I've got a pencil and I can. You know, if you want to change something because it's going to make you happier, then that's all good. You can do it. Then here, look, coming into a little hook there. So we've got that kind of a thing going on. So now you've got to make your decision, okay? I'm going to use two pens. You can use any colour pens you like. You could use red and yellow, blue and green, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to do one side of this line with black and one side of the line with white. So I'm going to go with this bit first, and I'm going to draw in that first line. See, now I've got a bit of a line I can follow, and then around this one. You know, take your time with it, it's no rush. Okay, so it's going to go round as a little loop along there. Look, and it slightly goes underneath there. See? And then this one, coming around, I'm going to do both at once. And continue it, working around my shape. Along and up there. And around there. You know, just take your time. Yeah, you want to get your curves in place. Over and under. And here now I've put a curve there. I think I'm going to do the same as the top and put like a bobble on the end. So I've got kind of a matching pair. Okay. And then I'm going to bring my ruler in again. And I'm going to draw in that line. Okay. So I'm going to put my lid on that pen. And then I'm going to come in with that gel pen. So I might as well, whilst I'm at it, put this in. I want to make sure it's going to work okay first. Yeah. Now when you're using a ruler or straight edge to draw with a gel pen, you take your time because it's not going to play. There you go, see, you've got these little sort of bits in. I'm going to ease off that pencil a little bit because again, it's really tricky to remove pencil from underneath the white. As long as you can still see it. What I want to do, see, is bring that pen in. I'm going to put that loop in place. And that one over the top there. And along to that bit. And in with this bit. You see, it's taking my time. And then of course here's where we did a bobble on the end because this was sort of the top. It doesn't matter which way round it is. It's whatever way you want it to be. You see that goes up. Down to there. So I've got a bit of black and white going on both sides there. I'm going to put the lid back on that for a minute. And I'm going to get rid of those pencil lines that we've got going on there. There you are. So we've got something to work with now, haven't we? Okay, so back to black pen. And I'm going to look inside these little loops. Let's just go in a little bit more if I can. There you go. And again, you can do this on either side. I'm going to create a curve, sort of part way in, look, and put some lines following that shape, filling up one section of the space there. I'm going to put another one there. Now, once I've decided I'm going to go with that sort of size, or side rather, I'm going to do the same on the next one. So if you want to do these curves on the left side, you can do that and sort of try and keep them there if you can. Okay, see, following the curve. Along we go. So, with my white pencil, I did that on the right. I'm going to do the same in this one. But of course, I'm coming in with my white pen. And again, I'm just going to slow down a little bit with this because gel pens do tend to be argumentative if you try and go a bit too quick. So it's going to make us slow down a bit. There you go. Okay. So I'm going to sort of stick with my white pen for the next bit. I'm going to look for a little V shape. You know, these little gaps we've got here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 3 little curves. Now yours might be different depending on where your curves are because, you know, I didn't ask you to put them in a specific place. Let's put some little bubbles in, like so. And then on top of the bubbles, I'm not going to start in the middle this time because I don't think it really matters so much. I'm going to come in like and put some little end shapes like that. And then on the top of that, or in between each one, I'm going to put like a little leaf kind of shape. See? Round we go. I'm going to get one in the sort of the corner there, but there's a little bit too much. And then I'm going to join them together with a little sort of loop. See, that's going to go over there. It's going to go over there. Okay. So being that I've got another one here, look, I'm going to do another one there. So again, look, 1, 2, 3, remember? And then here we go. I'm going to put my little bubbles in there. 1, 3. It doesn't matter how many you get in there. And then sort of little end shapes, little curved little leafy ones in between, and then a loop like so. Okay, so I could put another one here, being that I've got a smaller gap. So it's just going to be part 1. Not going to get much in there, but you know, Not that we're sticking to rules, we never do, but, you know, being that we've got that bit of a V there, we could do that. So let's have a look on the other side. Back in with pen. Now, I'm going to put that small one in there, I think, to start with. So 3 lines. And then little bubbles. No, I did little loops. Little leafy shapes. And then more loops. Okay. So I'm going to do one here as well. So again, look, 3 lines. Put my bubbles in. Okay, I'm just going to turn that round. Little loops. Now I'm coming up to sort of a space here that I'm not going to be able to do everything because I've got that line, and that's going to restrict how far I can go. But that's okay. I'm going to continue, and it's going to look like it's sort of disappearing underneath. Let's see, sort of loops and that way. As we go. So here I've got a couple of sort of spaces, haven't I, can work to. I'm going to sort of start here and put one in there. And then we'll look at how much space that takes. Then again, little bubbles there. And have a look. Little bumps. Then our little leafy shapes. There you go. See how that sort of just fits in there. And then curves on the top. Okay. Now you notice that I've not tried to make it match. They're all sort of separates. But of course, if that's what you wanted to do, you can do that. You just got to be a little more careful as to where you put things. But it doesn't matter, not for mine anyway. So you see this one, look, is going to go underneath that one. So I'm going to sort of get that bit in there. Let's have a little look at this. All right. So one here, look. So that sort of covers all. Now, because I don't want this to be exact, I am going to make a conscious effort to make it look a bit different. And then in we go with the bubbles again. And then those little shapes on the top there. Leafy shapes. And then we're going to join them together. So it's sort of going to go behind that. Let's have a little look at that. Okay, so we've got that kind of a design going off. Okay, so I'm going to stick with my black pen. And what I want to do is put myself a line quite close, but all around that shape. So I'm following it along. Now, you know, if you want to make a slightly wavy line, you can do that. But if you want to try and keep it, you know, as close to the shape as possible, you can do that too. I'm going to quite close there. I sort of want to give it a little bit of a, not a finish off, it's not a finish as such, but a little bit of an edge there. See, I'm not going in and putting all the corners in. I'm sort of curving them as I go. You see? And while I'm sort of at it, I'm going to put a little diamond shape in there. I'm going to do a couple of them. Or I'm going to go 3. See, put one in there as well. And I'm going to fill them in. I'm not going to get my 05 pen out for that. Come in with a bit of a pen there. Okay. So back to my white pen. And I'm going to go around these shapes, just like I did on the other side there. Sort of keeping it close. Working my way around. Okay, see? And a lock. You know, just do little bits at a time. Don't try and sort of do more than you need to, or something that makes you uncomfortable. See, just do a little bit, look. Move it round and then do the next bit. What you want to try and do, if you can, is keep the pen going in one direct movement rather than almost sketching it. You see, I want to sort of keep it going if I can. I'm just going to go to there. Yeah. And then I'm going to do a couple of little diamond shapes. See around those ones there. Same kind of thing there. There we go. So whilst I'm on my white pen, I want to have a look now. Let's just go in and that's it. So if we've got any little bits like here in indents, I want to just put a little bit of filler in almost. See, like here, let's fill that in. See, so I'm almost changing the shape of what I've got there. So let's do that. And around here, look. Sort of almost smoothing them off. I'm even going to do that there, look. So, same sort of thing around there. And then I'm going to draw around the whole thing again. Now I've kind of got this new shape. See, so it's going to be a little bit smoother maybe than that first one. But I'm going to follow it round just as I did before. So you're trying to do it in a continuous line, but you know, stop and start as you go in. So I don't have to go up there as far this time. I can still come round. Along, and then sort of kind of stop back on the line. Let's have a little look at that. There we go. So I'm going to put that away, and then I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So look, finding any little sort of crevices, I'm just going to curve them off a little bit. See, I can do a whole curve there, look. Fill that gap in. The one there. Then I'm coming around to this bit and into there. Okay. So then again, let's go around my shape, following the new sort of line kind of thing. And see where that takes us. You know, take your time around those curves. You want to keep it kind of close. Okay. Along we go. All right. Again, I'm going to put a couple little dots sort of in there. So I'm sort of building this little design up as I go. So 3 little dots, look. Each one getting a bit smaller than the last. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to bring a couple little curves with bobbles on the end. Do another one that way. Maybe sort of one there. You don't have to do them, you know, all in the same place. Just want to kind of work them round. I'm going to miss a little bit there and put some of those in there. And there. Maybe sort of a couple at that bottom edge. You see? So, same sort of thing. I'm going to draw around them. So it's completely changing the shape that I had before now. You know, just keeping those edges sort of curved as I work my way around. Following it as we go. Yeah. And then back along. around. So a whole different shape this time. But it really makes you think about it. You've got to follow it round. And along this bit. And into there. Into there. Okay. So something similar with my white pen. So wherever you think you could, you know, find space to add a few of these little bobbly shapes in. So let's put, you know, one up there kind of thing. Looks like little antennae, doesn't it? And I'm going to put a few in around this edge. Okay, making sure they've got a bit of a bobbly head there. Okay. And again, so I'm just going to wipe my pen off. It seems as though it's sort of setting on the nib there. Okay, round we go then. And follow it along. And keep it going. And around those little sort of bobbles. Into the next one. So you've got little dots there. I want to make sure they're filled. And around we go. So that one's not too bad. So here I'm going to sort of skip it onto there. And around we go into those. And along. And then we're back at that edge. Let's have a little look at this now. Okay, so we've got a little bit of black one side, white on the other. So let's bring a bit of pencil work in now. So first things first, down our line here, I'm going to put some completely along that line. All over the black there. Okay, really go for it. And then let's go in a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. So inside here, definitely around that edge there, and a little bit down there. So I'm putting more in here than I am there. Same with this one. So down there and down there. Okay, now you see here where I've got this crossover, where that's going underneath. I'm going to put some there. This one, you can't quite see it go underneath, but I know it's happening there, so I'll put a bit there. And then, where's my little bobble that I started with? In there. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the flowers per se as yet, but I am going to come around, not as heavy as I did with the first line. I'm going to sort of add some pencil all within there. Kind of give it a little bit of a swirl as I'm going. Make sure I've filled up those bits into those, all the way round. Okay. And around that edge to there. So my white pencil, similar sort of thing. So turn it round, it's easier. Pencil down that line. Okay, and again, I've not been too shy with that pencil. You know, get some in there. Same on this. Same sort of thing, see? And then where's my bobble? There you go, bit in there. And then I'm going to bring some again, a little bit lighter now, around the outer shape. So it you know, fills those little areas up. You can always add a bit more if you feel you need to in a short while, but I'm going to keep it kind of light there. And into those bits. Okay. So I'm going to come back to my grayscale because I've got my Tortillon sitting here. And let's have a look at it. A line. Let's start with that. around we go. Alright, so see, swirls, but keeping it quite contained there. And then around these little shapes. And that. Did a little bit of pencil there, if we remember. And just pulling it up a little bit. Then around here. And into those bits. Nice and gentle, very, very light pressure. And it's sort of going to do it all by itself. So even less pressure. I'll do my hat like that. Even less pressure around here. I sort of want it to fade off a bit. If you find that you're putting too much pressure on, see, hold your Tortillon even further away. And then you can't add too much pressure. Okay, you have to sort of let the Tortillon, the point, do the work while you're guiding it, so to speak, see? But keeping it light. Because you do want this to almost disappear in the background. See where it's sort of going? It's wandering off there. Doing its own thing. Okay. So a little bit more down there. Alright, let's have a look at the other side now then. Just going to ease those bits off there. Okay. So I've got a clean Tortillon for my white because I don't want it to sort of mix and go grey. But same sort of thing. Down we go. And doing that line first. And then let's do this little shape here. You know, just nice and gentle. Just softening it out. We don't soften out the white much, do we? So it looks different when we do. It will fade a little bit because that's what chalk does. Your job is to almost push it into the cardstock. So it gives it that soft glow almost. This changes the colour of the piece underneath. And along we go. See how it just sort of works its way around? Okay, let's have a little look at where we're at with it. Okay, so it looks nice all in its own right, so to speak, but I still want a little bit more in there. So I'm going to bring some coloured pencils in. And being that I'm using my olive green today, I'm going to come in with a bit of green pencil. So, okay, let's have a look at this then on this side. Let's have a look. I'm going to come in with, I've got my deep green. You see where we've actually got an extra row in the middle there? This one here. I'm going to add some of that deep green in that sort of section there. So it works its way around. Now if you go over on the white, you can always go back in with your white after and put that back in. It doesn't have to be sort of a complete, it can be in little sections, look. So you see there where my white's sort of over, I can come back in, look. And sort that bit out. You know, it's just a gesture of colour. So, you know, you've got to make your pencils. Make sure they're sharp, I suppose. Depending on how thick your line's been. You see? And then I'm going to pick these little sections here. Fill them in with a little bit of colour. And just sort of, you know, pulling out a few bits. You don't have to do the same as me. You can mix and match it. Oh, sorry, there you go. Bit of colour in there. So let's have a look on the other side. I'm going to come in with my citrus yellow. I want this to be a little bit brighter. Let's have a little look at this then. We could do the same thing. We could follow that line. Here it is. Now you could use your white pencil for this if you wanted. If you didn't want to use colour in there, and you could perhaps use your black here and your white there. But I thought, being that my pencils were to hand, I could add a touch of colour. Again, it's very fine up there, so I'm not going to, you know, really stress myself out trying to fill it in. I'm going to do the bits I can in there. You see? Definitely that bit there. This gives it a little hint of colour in there. And I'm going to, let's have a look. Bring in a little bit of mid-orange. And put a couple of them in. Because I don't want it to be so sort of bright. But you know, I want a bit of colour in there. There we go. So I'm not thinking about blending these today. I'm just putting some extra bits in. See? Let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, so it's not looking too bad at all. I do think on here I'd like to bring in a little bit more of my black pen. I'm going to bring a brush in, and you know the bit at the bottom of the flowers? I'm going to put them in with ink, like so. So all these little sections here that are sort of a little bit ignored, now they've got a little bit of depth to them there. Okay, I could even actually do the third row as well, so you've got a little bit of a stripe going on. There we go. See, look at the difference it gives that there, a little bit of an interest in there. So I'm going to do the same, but of course on the other side I'm going to come in with my gel pen, and same sort of thing. Using your gel pens, not as easy to fill sections in, but as long as you work in sort of stripes, you've got this. Again, that's going to give that a little bit of texture there. We want something that's going to change things a little bit. There you go. Okay. So I think again what I want to do is come down this side and put that line back in. Now if you feel that you need to use a straight edge, sometimes with a white pen it's a little bit easier to come in without. Put that in. And on the other side I'm going to do the same with my black. Just want to make sure that that's got some definition there. And then this side, I'm going to add another layer of my white pencil. Just make sure your gel pen's dry before you do this. If you want to go right up to that line, see, I'm going to go a little bit stronger. See? Clean Tortillon again. Just soften that out a little bit. Better. And then on the other side, rather than use my grey again, I'm going to bring in my black pencil. So you don't want to be doing as much because of course you don't want to have to sort of blend it across the page. So lightly sort of stroke in a bit of that black. Can you see how much darker it is now? Just ease it off because you've already got your blending in there. You've already done it. It doesn't need to be. So it'll give you that bit of a sense of difference. Okay? Alright. So at that point, I'm going to, let's have a look. It's just that little line that I am going to have to come in, I think. I'm faffing now, look. Just want to make sure my pen's working, okay? I'm going to bring that line back in. Yeah, it was just a little bit wonky in the middle. There you go. That's better. All right. So short and sweet in a sense today, but showing you how you can use one tile but make it look like it's two put together, using white pen and black pen together. I mean, these colour tiles out of the regular set are brilliant for that. Having a touch of colour in just sort of makes a bit of a difference. So yeah, have an experiment with this one, play with it, try it in different colours. Maybe bring in a couple of gel pens and see how that works. And you know, there's all sorts of options and things you can do. But okay, just a quick reminder of the colours I did use, just in case. I used my mid-orange here, look. I'd also got my citrus yellow on that side. Hang on a second, there it is. This side I used a deep green, which I've put back in my set. There you go, deep green. And then I also used, is that it? That's it. Oh, a black pencil as well. A black pencil as well. So other than that, all done and sorted. So have a lovely weekend, everybody. Enjoy. Make the most of the weather. And I will see you back here Tuesday for our next one. So have a good one and see you soon. Bye.